Hey everybody, my name's Chris, and today I'm going to show you a couple of options that Insta360 has recently come out for if you own the X5, the Ace Pro 2, or the Flow Pro 2. If you own any of those devices, stay tuned. I'm going to go over some new and exciting releases from Insta360. Okay, so first up for these two cameras, for the Ace Pro 2 and the X5, we now have a dedicated wireless mic. It's called the Insta360 micair. And here is the case that it comes in. I'm going to briefly run through everything that's in this case. First of all, you have a magnetic piece that goes on the back of the microphone. You have a magnetic clip piece also. And this is the microphone. Look how small that is. It is tiny. And then on the other side of the case, you have a charger, which I'll get into in a minute, and I'll talk about this in a minute. You have a pendant, a magnetic pendant. So this goes under your shirt and connects to the back of the microphone. And then you have this thing, which is a silicone ring, and it has a dead cat or wind furry mic, wind protector that connects to that. Do not pull this off of this. You will have a heck of a time getting it back on. So let's talk about the charger for a moment. First of all, I'm kind of disappointed that they went with a proprietary charger instead of a USB-C. I would have preferred a USB-C, but here's how it works. It basically magnetizes on the back. You see these contact points here. And then you plug that into the charger. So that is one of the cons of this. The other one is obviously what I mentioned before, this windscreen. While it does work and it does provide good coverage from the wind, it is a little bit easy to pull that thing off, and so you don't want to do that. But it basically works. It goes over the microphone like this, and because the microphone is a one button operation, they have places on either side to operate it. Put it on right like that. So this particular mic will work with the Ace Pro 2, but you do have to do a firmware update, and the X5. And in a little bit, I'll show you how to pair to both of these cameras. But that is the first setup that Insta360 has released. Okay, so for the Flow Pro 2, which works with your phone as the camera, obviously, they have a little bit of a different setup. Let me show you this real quick. Same kind of case, mainly the same ingredients in the case, but what makes it different is that it has a receiver. It still has the same microphone, but it also has a USB-C receiver. Again, another magnetic tab here for if you're going to wear it on your shirt. Again, the same charger, and again, the same wind muff, the same ring wind muff. Also a magnetic clip and a magnetic lanyard. So basically same setup, it just has a receiver. So with the Flow 2 Pro, the only difference would be when you set it up, you would plug this into your phone and turn this on, and it would automatically pair up instead of having to pair it up with Bluetooth. That's literally the only difference. And so it's much quicker to deploy, I would say. But I've tried both of these, and they both have excellent sound quality. So now I'm going to go back to the other setup, and I'm going to show you how to pair to both the Ace Pro 2 as well as the X5. Okay, so we're going to start with the X5. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my X5. There we go. And on the X5, what you want to do is you want to push down and then over until you get to Bluetooth, which is right here. See that right there? And then go on to Bluetooth, and you want to put it in pairing mode, and then on your Insta360 micair, hold the button until you see it flashing quickly. And you might have to do a refresh on the Bluetooth on the X5. So it's searching for it, and this is in pairing mode. And there it is. And then you just choose it, and you allow it time to pair. And after you pair it the first time, it will stay paired, and you'll get this screen. And what you want to do, what you'll see here, is it is paired, and now you can start using it. So this means that you can have this on the 3-meter pole way above your head, about 10 feet above your head, and you can still get clear audio from this. And I'll give an example of that here later, but that's how you do it. That's how you pair it to the X5. Okay, so for the Ace Pro 2, make sure you update to the latest firmware because that's what makes this work. I had to do that. Turn on your Ace Pro 2 like that. And basically what you want to do is a very similar thing. Get down to the settings and go over and see these two AirPod looking things. Click on that. Again, hold down the button until you get a fast blinking blue light. And it should find it here in just a second. There it is. And choose it. And when you get this drop down, you know that they are connected. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you audio samples with both of these cameras. And then finally, I'll give you an audio sample with the other setup with the Flow 2 Pro. Okay, right now I have the X5 above me, above my head about 10 feet. And because I've got the longer pole on, and I'm walking around my yard. And the great thing is you're still getting that perspective, that drone-like perspective, but the audio sounds just as clear. So how does that sound? You can probably still hear the car going by, but like I said, you're getting a different perspective from this microphone. Okay, now I have the Ace Pro 2 way out in front of me, probably about 3 feet on a selfie stick. And I also forgot to mention that on both of these cameras, at the top of the screen, you do get, well, at least I know for the Ace Pro 2, you do get a level indicator. So I've got a little line that's going back and forth. So how does this sound as I walk around with this camera? I have found the sound on both cameras lacks a little bit of fullness or bass, but that's to be expected. So next what I'll do is I will hook up the Flow Pro 2 to my phone, and I will do that connection, that direct connection, which is more of an RF connection, not Bluetooth. So let's do that next. Okay, so what you're seeing now, this is my regular Apple iPhone camera app, and I am using the Flow 2 Pro with the AI tracker, which I need to turn on. There, so now I have the AI tracker on. It can see me, it can track me, but more importantly for this video, how's the audio sound? Does it sound great? Does it sound a little like it's lacking some bass? I will say the connection is obviously much faster when you use this versus the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth does take a few seconds on the X5 and the Ace Pro 2, so just if you're using the Flow Pro 2, it's almost instantaneous because it's radio frequency. But yeah, I really don't know as far as distance goes. I'll probably do that in a separate video. I know that I'm probably about 8 feet from the camera right now, and you can still hear good audio, and the tracker is doing pretty well. I've got it set on the widest lens, so it's doing pretty well keeping up with me. Okay, so that's the audio test. I'll come back and talk about a few specificities for each setup, but let's do that now. Okay, in summary, pros and cons. Pro, small, lightweight setup. It does have noise reduction on it. I didn't go through that yet. And it is easy to put in any backpack for run and gun stuff. Con, the proprietary battery charger. I wish they had put a USB-C on that. Whatever. It's just one more thing to take. And yeah, so if you have any of these 3 devices or cameras for Insta360, I'd say they work great. Now, I will also say another con is that right now, these microphones do not work for the X4. So if you have the earlier version of their 360-degree camera, does not work with that. I think they're going to come out with a firmware update for that here very soon. So hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, and get out there and explore. Peace.